I'm Adam Bennett and we're down here in Byron Bay in Australia with the Flightboard Performance team. We're going to have a quick chat with the guys to see what's going on in their world. Let's dive in. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, Adam.
Are you right? How are you, my man? You good?
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, you too. Maddie? How are you?
Good, mate.
Simon, fancy seeing you here.
Yeah, Adam.
Yes.
Yeah,
How are we? How are we?
See you, bro.
Harley?
See you, Mr. Bennett.
How are we?
Good, mate, good.
Sick.
Right.
All right. Want to start with my good buddy Eric Geiselman, all the way from Florida. So we spent about 10 years sort of traveling the world together, doing trips together, and spending a lot of time in Bali. As professional surfers, you've really gotten into the foiling now, and in 4 months, what I've seen you do on a foil is super impressive. So I think your ceiling is very high. What is it about foiling that lured you in?
I think what really got me into it is kind of the camaraderie of everybody, where like surf is such an individual thing. That first kind of taste of when you lift off the water, just that first, just kind of like as you're learning that point and shoot, and that whole frictionless, no sound, and the speed, everything just was such a different feeling to and just starting out with something new again was just like so cool to be humbled and learn something fresh. It's cool to feel like how good the sport's progression and the wings are getting great, and it's kind of coming back to feeling almost like just an extension of surfing.
In terms of the surf foiling movement, I would definitely consider you to be the godfather of foiling, and we traded hundreds if not thousands of messages on Instagram over the last probably 4 or 5 years. I think it's really cool how you inspired and helped a lot of people knowledge that you were an early adopter of foiling. How does it feel to be the godfather of foiling?
Well, I still definitely, give the true forefathers their credit, but it feels good because I get to share something that brought me so much joy. My genesis story in foiling was I had an injury in surfing, and it didn't really let me surf how I wanted anymore. It caused me a lot of pain, and foiling kind of saved my life in that sense, being able to stay in the water. And so to be able to share that and inspire other people to do it, it's a blessing, man.
It's the aloha spirit.
Yeah, absolutely.
To my left here, I've got Harley Clifford, 8-time world wakeboarding champion. So what is it that sort of transitions you from wakeboarding into foiling?
Yeah, I guess I've been wakeboarding for a long time. I've been pro since I was 14 years old and been wakeboarding since I was 5 years old. So yeah, a lot of my life has just been wakeboard orientated, and that's kind of the only sport that I've ever really gotten into and really loved until I found foiling. Wakeboarding is very lake and river orientated, but I love the fact that I can just grab my foil out of my garage, go down to the beach, or grab my e-foil out and drop it in the canal right at the back of my house and just go explore.
All right, so Matty McVeigh, I would consider you to be the best guy on a flightboard. Some of those tips out turns you just posted one the other day on your Instagram is just unbelievable. I think your whole wing, or half your whole wing, is out of the water. I would actually look to you for inspiration on the flightboard. So how did you come into foiling, and how did you get so good at flightboarding?
Yeah, well, I came across flightboarding about 2 years ago when I was just chilling on the beach, watching YouTube. I came across Kahi surfing at massive waves. I went ahead and booked myself a lesson at a flight school. I did the lesson and bought a board straight after. Then I just started following you on Instagram. All the foil guys here I started following, just started imitating their techniques and picking up different things, and consistency, just getting out there every day.
And so you also have a flight school up on the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah.
Flightboard have now recently added you to the performance team. So how does that feel?
Sharing that experience with people, and now to have that label of the performance rider, it's really welcoming and humbled and stoked to be here.
To my right here, I've got Simon Axman, the guy to land the first backflip on an e-foil, and also who has a world record for the fastest on an e-foil. So
came across Flightboard about 5 years ago, been riding e-foils since then, and been a wild ride. In the early days, we had no idea what to do. These things, how fast can you go? Can you jump them? Can you put foot straps on? So we had to try that all, and it was a great, amazing experience. And pretty quickly I worked out that they're quite powerful. They go pretty quick, so you can have fun in the surf. You can have fun on any lake, on any river. You're basically out there foiling all the time, and you're completely independent. Probably covered about 14,000 kilometers, and I'm still looking forward to every ride.
Eric, tell me what motivates you to get out there in the ocean or in the water or anything?
Motivation for me is every day I look at any wave that's average, and my brain goes, oh, that little mushy wave, you can foil that, you can foil that. So such a unique experience. For me, I'm motivated in a sense of like, I'm naturally going to my friends now and going, hey, you got to try this, because this is like a 1% feeling that the whole world isn't even tapped into what we're feeling as humans right now. And just that, it opens the whole water.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like surfing, you have this little power pocket of space to be able to create your lines and whatever. And then the foils just open up that, and you harness your own energy and basically create your own destiny.
Totally.
It's insane. I think it's just so rad and cool.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'm never not having a great session.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I guess that's the great thing about foiling, is it seems like you're always having a good session, but I think everyone should try e-foiling, to be honest. Unlike anything else I've ever done before in my life, just the feeling you get like gliding across the water, you just got a remote in your hand, there's no turbulence, you barely feel anything. And I think truly, like, apart from getting in an airplane, it's probably the closest feeling you can get to flying.
People get into it, the better it is for the sport. And
we're so passionate, it's just like, it's hard not to want to talk about it every day and just share everything we know.
it's awesome.
It's a beautiful thing.
Sorry if I messaged you guys too much.
I think that's why everyone is so addicted to the sport of foiling, because it's a crazy learning curve and it just keeps going.
Every session, there's a new breakthrough. And being such a new sport, you know, you're leveling up all the time.
No ceiling.
Yeah.
It just like keeps going, you know?
With the equipment evolving, the technology evolving, it's going to be like this into perpetuity, I think.
Is there any advice you give first-time e-foilers?
Definitely, you know, hit up a flight school or someone that's got experience. Even as easy it is to learn e-foiling, having a good coach there is super helpful. I had a guy, Steve Shigarud, help me out, and I had a few sessions on my own being like, I got this, and totally doable, but he gave me some great tips, especially riding the surf, and just really fast-tracked my learning curve doing that.
Favorite spot to flightboard?
I'm dying to go take the flightboard to Chicama in Peru and ride those super long swells.
It's a 5K ride.
Dude, it's just,
My mate's there right now, yeah.
oh
Said
man,
it's amazing.
powering off on the flightboard and then just ripping back up the point.
Oh, you'll
battered up.
He's got the world record for the longest wave. You have to beat that 1.2.
I apologize, Maddie, but I'm gonna have to crush it. Yeah, just come with me.
Why should someone try flightboarding? What do you say to your family and friends, or to try and convince them to get on the foil?
Something new, something exciting. The feeling you get from it is so addictive, so it doesn't take much to try and tell people to do it, yeah.
So you've been foiling now for about 4 months, and you've only just recently, come on board with Flight, and going from, your prone foiling then to e-foiling, and what's all that,
Yeah.
How's that going?
Well, for me, we're born, I'm from Florida originally, so just wave quality is pretty much subpar to, it's always average. Now the e-foiling game, it's like you're up forever. I want to throw in some iPod headphones and just go exploring, or it's just, there's so many platforms of how it can be done, and especially with the e-foiling thing, I think just exploring different things that you can't access on say a boat or a ski. You can do that on an e-foil. Yeah, it's pure freedom. I just take it slow, and it's just a fun progression of just riding, more board time. It's way more intuitive.
Yeah.
So the learning curve is a lot quicker.
Yeah. If you could go flightboarding anywhere in the world, where would you go?
I'm coming to Bali with you, man. I want to go flightboard around Uluwatu. And
That's pretty spectacular.
I look at that thing as a way to check out different banks and breaks and all that stuff, and the thing rides waves too. So it's kind of the best of all worlds. It's like putting a jet ski into an airplane, and you're able to surf it. It's just it's psycho.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's gonna go everywhere.
Yeah.
And everybody should try it. That's where I'm at. I'm basically a sole believer of I want everybody to try it.
Yeah.
This feeling, that we're feeling.
It's weird how everybody who foils has that feeling. You have to try this because you're missing out. It's just
you're cheating yourself with life if you don't try it.
If you go to the grave and you don't feel this, you're tripping.
Yeah.
It's something that once you do it, you'll love it, and you'll want to be doing it forever.
Flightboarding is just the most unique feeling in the world. You get flight, autonomy, exploration, extremely unique and extremely satisfying.